Bonjour class. So we had a question by one of our own students, Isabelle. Thank you so much. Merci beaucoup. I just wanted to share it with the rest of the class because it's a great question. She was wondering, are there grammar rules or spelling rules in French that, make it, once you know those rules, it makes it easier to know how to pronounce or things like that. So yes, just like in English, there are French rules for spelling and pronunciation too. And some of them even match up with English ones, but not all of them, of course. So here are some examples. When adding an E to the end of a word, it changes the vowel sound that comes earlier in the word. An example of that in English is when we have the word kit and we add an E to it, it becomes kite. The E changes the pronunciation of the vowel to a long vowel sound. Kit changes to kite. In French, an example of that would be français, which has an A sound, and then it's because the S is silent. But when you add an E to it, it makes you pronounce the S, which then affects the AI and shortens that vowel sound. Française. So français, française. Another example would be if a G or a C is followed by the letter E or I, those vowels, then it softens the G or the C usually instead of the original hard sound. So a G can sound hard or soft, G or J. A C can sound hard or soft, K or S. Okay, so here are some examples. English, the G, there are two G's in this word, gorgeous, and they sound different because of the vowels that are following them. G, gorgeous. The first G is hard because it's followed by an O. But when it's followed by an E, it changes it to a J sound. Gorgeous. Okay. In French, here are just a few examples. Garder is like to keep, but the G is followed by an A, so it's a hard G, G. But in the last name Gileta, the G is followed by an I, so it's a soft G, Gileta instead of Gileta. Okay. And just another very helpful little grammar rule at the end of words. If they end in an ER, an EZ, or an ET, which is basically an E with a silent consonant after it, but not including plural S, okay? Not including S's, but these, especially these three consonants, then the word is usually a long A sound, such as regarder, parler, ballet. Those end consonants there are silent and it makes that E a long A sound. Ballet is both a French and English example. Okay, so all ER verbs in their whole form or infinitive form will be an A sound at the end. Parler, regarder, écouter, étudier. Okay, all right, so that was a great question, and hopefully that will help people a little bit as they're learning to spell and pronounce in French. Merci beaucoup.